I was 10 years old when I first figured out I was unseen. Not in the actual sense, obviously, but in a home where all the attention focused on my sibling, I could have blended into the walls. My mom and dad cherished her. Sophia was the star. Beautiful, elegant, gifted, and constantly beaming. She tinkered on the keys, starred in school shows, and folks cheered as if she were extraordinary. Me? I was merely the faint hum in the distance. Every picture framing our family room put Sophia front and center. Every praise during meals wrapped up with her. Even if I came home with top marks, my mom might comment, "That's sweet, dear. But have you caught Sophia's ballet routine? She's born for it." Stung. It simmered deep down. Yet I convinced myself it was no big deal. I'd carve out my own spotlight eventually. That moment arrived faster than expected, though in a twist I never saw coming. At 16, I earned a spot in a big area drawing contest. I'd been doodling forever: portraits, urban views, whatever sparked energy. My art instructor sent in one of my pieces on the sly. Learning I'd landed among the final 10 blew my mind. I dashed home, flapping the envelope like a flag. "Mom! Dad! I did it. They're sending me to Chicago for the last round." Mom glanced over from the sink, dishcloth dangling, gaze skimming the paper. "Huh, that's cool," she replied. "But kiddo, Sophia's tryout for that young symphony falls on the same days. We can't split ourselves." Dad stayed buried in his paper. "Your sibling's path hinges on this, Ava. You'll get it. Get it?" That phrase papered my early years. So they scrapped my journey. Claimed it was too costly, too distant, too messy. I saw my flight credit vanish as Mom pressed Sophia's performance outfit. That weekend, Sophia took the stage. The crowd rose in cheers. I hung back at home, acting like tears weren't falling. The cycle kept rolling. When Sophia craved keyboard classes, Dad picked up overtime. When I requested drawing tools, he claimed funds were low. When Sophia left her assignments behind, Mom rushed them over. When I did the same, I faced punishment. By high school graduation, my folks hardly registered it. No snapshots, no cheers. Just a "don't delay" note for Sophia's concert that evening. I lingered in the rear seats, hearing her perform, claps buzzing in my head like interference. That evening, I vowed to myself, I'd vanish, but by my choice. I hunted grants undercover. Burned midnight hours on applications under my phone's glow. When the offer from a premier design college arrived, I kept it quiet. I stuffed a duffel right after commencement, slipped a message on my bed, and caught the earliest ride away. Nobody reached out. For ages, I anticipated a ping, a note, something. Zilch. It was as if I'd never been. My parents made no effort to track me. Sophia never wondered about my whereabouts. And for a stretch, it shattered me. But hurt can crush you, or shape you. School was tough. I juggled double shifts, grabbed maybe 4 hours of rest, and downed way too many quick meals. But at last, I starred in my own story. Each creation I brushed, each display I entered, I sparked back to life. My work began drawing eyes. Tiny community spots first, then digital spotlights. A buyer from the Big Apple contacted me once, wanting to snag 3 of my paintings. Seeing that initial transfer land made me weep. I wasn't unseen any longer. At 25, I owned my workspace. My creations had journeyed farther than me. I wasn't a household name, but I was unbound. Then one midday, as I labored on a fresh work, a lone figure in a dim corridor, my cell buzzed. Stranger's digits. Yes. Ava. Her tone wavered a bit. It was my mother. For an instant, I figured I'd dreamed it. "Mom. Phew, finally," she breathed. "We've been searching for you. It's passed so long." I stayed mute. She paused, then tacked on. "We spotted your name gracing a periodical front. The Big Apple Design Digest. Your pieces are stunning. We're bursting with pride." Pride. It landed heavier than anticipated. I wasn't sure if I should chuckle or end the call. Then came the line that knotted my gut. "Your sibling's struggling, dear. She lost her gig, her partner bailed, and she's sunk low. Perhaps you could lend a hand? You're thriving these days." That instant, it all iced over inside. I'd pleaded for affection, notice, anything beyond crumbs for years. Now that I'd crafted an existence sans them, they craved my return. But now I wasn't the kid lurking in dim corners. Now they were the ones rapping at my entrance. I didn't respond immediately. The quiet dragged until I sensed her inhale across the line. At last I stated, "You reach out only when it's useful." Mom's voice splintered. "That's unfair, Ava. We've longed for you." I nearly snorted. Longed for me? The kid fixing her own bites at 10? Who observed her folks applaud another her entire youth? Yet I held steady. "I'm certain, Mom. But years have gone. Why this moment?" She faltered once more, then murmured, "It's regarding Sophia." Naturally. It forever circled Sophia. Turns out my shining sibling had hit rough patches. She'd been let go from her instructor role after the exclusive academy slashed arts budgets. Her beau, the one my parents fawned over, ditched her for another. She'd relocated home downcast, scarcely emerging from her space. "And your father," Mom whispered. "He's fretted endlessly. We simply yearn for our clan united." For a beat I nearly sympathized. Nearly. But memories flooded. The 16-year-old eyeing her flight vanish. The one who grasped affection in our home came with strings. "I'll consider," I replied and disconnected. That evening strokes evaded me. My workspace, my usual refuge, seemed to shrink. I fixated on the incomplete painting, the figure in the passage, and abruptly saw my own reflection. I filled a wine glass and slumped to the floor, pondering. What drove their outreach truly? Did they yearn for me, or the me who demanded zilch? Next dawn I scrolled Insta. Sophia's profile remained open. Her final upload half a year back. A tweaked snap of her and her ex on Sands tagged eternal. Her quiet now narrated the fallout. 7 days on, a tangible note arrived, paper envelope, the works. The script screamed my father's. "Dear Ava, your mom shares your flourishing. I won't fake perfect fairness toward you. Errors piled up. Perhaps excessively. Yet I'm pleading you return, not for our sake, but your siblings. She requires you. We all do. Affection, Dad." I scanned it thrice. Zero remorse. Zero nod to their actions. Merely a courteous plea for the child they'd discarded. I creased it and placed it aside. Then resumed creating. If return was their wish, patience was required. 60 days flew. My newest series, Spectres Among Us, debuted in a Manhattan venue. Reviewers dubbed it eerie yet personal. All works vanished in days. A key design pub profiled my path. From oversight to acclaim, Ava reads Ascent. My device lit with alerts. Reporters, buyers, even unknowns sharing how my creations resonated. And then another known contact flashed. "Sophia." I gazed at the display. My heart clenched. Briefly I weighed skipping, but intrigue prevailed. "Hi." Her tone was tiny, brittle, worlds from the assured sibling of memory. "Hi Ava, it's your sis." "I'm aware," I murmured. A lull. Then, "Your name's popping up all over. You're phenomenal. Appreciate it." Another lull. Then gently, "Regrets." Phrases I'd craved my lifetime. But chills spread, not heat. "Regrets for which part?" I probed. She exhaled. "For the past setup. For Mom and Dad and my role. I missed their impact then. Figured they simply adored me heaps. Never saw it forced your fade." Her candor blindsided me. Words escaped. She continued. "I botched it, Ava. All crumbled. I wonder if it's consequence retribution for my behavior toward you." I gulped. "No debt to me, Sophia. Just to your own truth." She sniffled. "Could you swing by? A single weekend? Pretty please." I wavered. Gut yelled reject. Yet a sliver seeking finality urged consider. "I'll mull it," I repeated. That night slumber dodged me. Her timbre, phrases, shattered inflection looped. Perhaps growth had come. Perhaps years had softened her beyond my guess. By first light, decision locked. I reserved a ticket. Touching down in my origins after 8 years, surfaces shifted. Yet essence lingered. Identical fractured paths, identical market with worn letters, identical crisp breeze hinting precipitation and yesteryear. I grabbed a rental and motored to the former abode. White exterior flaked, yard wild. For once it mirrored my old neglect. Mom cracked the door. Strands silvered, features aged, but gaze keen judging flared in shock. "Ava," she breathed. I dipped my head. She yanked me into an embrace reeking more remorse than warmth. Dear ages past. Entering, Scents of citrus polish and sorrow hit. Dad lounged in the den, slimmer, subdued. You showed, he murmured. I have. Then her sighting. Sophia. Curled on the sofa, legs drawn, eyes puffy from sobs. She lifted her gaze as if a spirit intruded. Hi, she uttered. Hi. Seconds ticked wordless. The hush outweighed any past spat. At last, Dad motioned the seating. Join us. Dinner's ready. I settled. They grinned anxiously, dishing plates, chattering excessively, locals, skies, all but my world. Meal done, Mom declared. We're thrilled you're here, darling. That's when clarity struck. Invitation stemmed not from care. From necessity. Their dwelling decayed, wallets thin, star sibling faded. With my wins I shifted from unseen to asset. I grinned courteously. Nice catching up, I noted. But inwardly exits plotted. That night, post-meal, I claimed my former space. Identical worn patterns, identical squeaky frame, identical station where escape fantasies brewed. Now no fantasies. I'd enacted what they deemed impossible. I unzipped and positioned my device on the station. Schedule packed. Chats, venue dates, a profile session soon. Zero cause to linger save one. I craved their limits. Dawn brought clatter and murmurs below. Figure she'll assist? Mom. Dad next. She's succeeded. Mortgage aid simple for her. Wouldn't dent her. Gut churned. There it was. Reunion bore a bill. I delayed descent. Perched by the pane, eyeing the road of old bike rides, musing how often I'd glanced up wishing notice. Now notice came tied to my fixes for their flops. Kitchen entry turned 3 heads, guilty as thieves. Morning, I said evenly. Mom beamed overly. Morning, darling. Pancakes your go-to. Memory of my prefs? Never before. Dad coughed. Rest okay. Like an outsider in familiar walls, I answered. Quiet followed. Meal mute till Sophia lowered her utensil, murmuring, Ava, private chat? I agreed and we stepped out. Breeze nipped, clouds dull, a dawn stalled midway. I get their invite reason, she launched. They're sinking, Ava. Dad's job gone months back, facade of normalcy. I fixed on her. Thought I'd miss it? Tears welled. I urged no requests. Said unfair. Then my presence? She gazed low, fingers nodding. They ignored. As usual now. Briefly, sympathy stirred. Flawless sibling unseated. Radiant one dulled. But sympathy? Unaffordable. Evening, Dad neared in the den. Cadence practiced. Ava relations strained. But fresh start? Clan-wise. I shut my screen. Fresh. He affirmed. Aid would mean worlds. Banks pressing and I halted. Core issue. He averted. More than. Bonding. Post 8 silent years? No retort. I rose. Dad, departure saw no pursuit. You enabled my fate for Sophia's glow. Now her light dims, second child recalled. Don't phrase so, he hushed. Alternative. I pressed. Compliant swap? Or handy fix? Silence. I brushed past, out the entrance, striding to the block in green, our old play spot with Sophia. I claimed a swing, wind rustling leaves. No tears. That capacity faded long ago. But unfinished. Next morn I prepped breakfast. Greeted brightly, shared design tales, Big Apple anecdotes. Watched easing expressions, assuming yield, control retained. Evening declaration. Reflected, I said over food. You're spot on. Restart opportunity. I'll assist. Mom inhaled sharply, ease washing. Bless you, dear. Knew you'd grasp. Dad seemed bowed, misty. Endless thanks, Ava. Sophia eyed warily. Assist how? I beamed. Mystery. Handled tomorrow. Dawn I departed early, townbound, linked with Property Pro. Parents home age, debt-laden. But overlooked my market watch. Area primed for overhaul. Values poised to surge. Agent verified, I grinned. Day's end purchase secured under me. Discreet binding unspoken. Night return with carryout, serene grin. All managed, I assured. Bank off your backs. Mom sobbed, clutching. You rescued us. Dad gripped. Knew you'd deliver. Sophia's gaze sharpened. Your move. Resolved, I stated. Week lingered, normalcy feigned. Meals, chuckles, patched recollections like worn cloth mimicking fresh. Truth held. Tool not kin. Soon tool's edge revealed. Fortnight on, clan huddle called. Mom fetched bruise. Dad anticipated. Sophia folded arms. Update, I started. Bank contacted. Debt gone. Mom wheezed. Full payoff. Sort of, I said. Acquired it. Hush. Dad creased brow. Acquired. Meaning, I drawled relishing. Mine. Title mine. Mom gaped. You impossible. Possible, I cut. Done. Repay for erasure years. Sophia dazed. Ava, that's. Just, I finished. At last. I rose. Remain sure. As renters. Papers incoming. Dad flushed. Ridiculous. No, I calmed. Equilibrium. I ascended mute trio below. First their speechlessness. First my visibility. That night home hushed beyond memory. No hall steps, no lounge melodies, dense, awkward quiet. I stared upward, replaying shock, fury, dawning, dismissed child-bared fangs. Yet under poise, sorrow stirred. Vengeance mends no longing years. Proves endurance sands. Mourn mom tapped. Chat. I allowed. She entered, coffee clutch like truce. Unaware then, soft. Thought shielding Sophia's shot. By nulling mine? I shone. You tough. Figured okay. Sophia leaned harder. Your excuse, I said. Guilt dodge. She dropped gaze. Possibly. Loved you though, Ava. Faint smile. Loved utility. Distinction. Her exit brought no triumph. Insight. Afternoon Sophia invaded. No tap. Bed edge perch, bracelet twist. Unbelievable move. Quiet. What? Reclaimed control. Head shake. Composed. I'd rage. Permission yours always. I noted. Eyes locked. Post-departure odd. Mom's joy faded. Dad muted. Arguments rose. Not idyllic as imagined. Brow furrow. Your desire granted. You. Yes, bitter. Shattered them. Blame needed, you absent. Quiet moment. Whisper. Regrets, Ava. House first. I clasped her hand. Kid then. Rules not yours. Nod damp. Keeping them. Temporarily, I said. They'll relocate. Learn self-stand my lesson. Week on Big Apple return. Apartment entry. Urban hum enveloped familiar pulse. Jordan awaited partner sole true seer. Home trip. Silent loudest, I replied. Grin. Closure. Pause. Viewpoint. Nod. Superior. Weekend showcase grandest. Half gone pre-open. One shadowed field gold vein dubbed legacy. Inquirer on sparks smile. Love price steep. Moon cycled. Sophia text sporadic. Therapy now social work pursuit. Perfection chase halted. Parents downsized outskirts. Holiday card no asks no wait. Mom's script. Happiness wished. Learning grasped. No response. Silence light deserved. Evening regional press mail. Profile desired resilience, not retribution. Forgotten kid conquest. Queried. Reply one line. By self-recall outshouting their oversight. Year on origins revisit curiosity not duty. Purchased home vacant, grass tall, panes grimy. Steps up key turn entry. Dust faint scent linger. Fingers trail rail of childhood slides. No rejection site. Survivor girl. Final scan lock key to waiting pro. List it, I directed. Sure. Absolutely. Drive off mirror shrinking structure. Tiny benign near overlookable. Night penthouse ledge urban sparkle like stars. Jordan filled glasses. To vanishing grin. Raise. And bolder return. Clink. Fleeting thought of buried selves mute kid. Unseen kin dutiful child. Vanished. New stood complete. Forgiveness queries. Truth. Not re-entry. Departure sands chase need. They faded me for sibling gleam. Return brought self-glow undimmable. Best vengeance realized.